But it wasn't any of those.
1,592. What? Leaves in that block. There was only 1,503 when we came in. Hey, Spider, look.
The legal. This is fun.
You can't stay settled for 1 minute. It's particularly obvious.
I could say, don't you worry about that. I can do it any time I want to.
Why don't you take the easy option and use your giant wrecking ball? The entire building raised to the ground in seconds.
What sort of thing was that anyway? It's not joined off with the legs. Pretty well asking for trouble, that is.
That's right. You have to get a good angle, and will he have as good an angle as he had there? We'll find out shortly. I just think his shot selection as well at the moment is just not there, because normally he would have played to move the race with a shot before. He really is suffering.
Mel and Jane will be your king or queen of the jungle.
Having to use my solicitors to send out a well is ridiculous.
How did that get down the name of sanity? Excuse me. That happens to be my bloody car when you finish. Excuse me.
Before? You sure you haven't got horse manure or anything down the back of your shirt? It's worse than taking your child out for the day. I don't know why I don't put you on reins.
Hey! You! Yes, you! Excuse me! That happens to be my bloody car when you finish the line and not to urinate all down the side of it. Anyway, I think it... You hear what he said? It needed a wash anyway. Where are those kicks? Have a good man you have you prosecuted for willful damage to property. See what you have to say about that. You don't have to say anything. It's just... No. Well, Mr. Dibley, who lived down in Wingate Crescent. The talk of the whole street there. Do you remember when his wife came back that day and found he stuck one of these little 40
Yes!
surprised if he's not there anymore. Probably left half an hour ago to go and play golf at various cheap constables. Like that time I sat all afternoon waiting to see a third specialist and found out he was at a cocktail party. That's a relief. I'm still alive. Hanging on by a thread. Why is it that everyone else who gets in here only has to wait for 10 seconds, then they're in? Not us. I'm surprised if he's not there anymore. Probably left half an hour ago to go and play golf at various cheap constables. Like that time I sat all afternoon waiting to see a throat specialist and found out he was at a cocktail party in Bury St. Edmunds.
Mr. Meldrew?
Oh, God's sake, I'd about time.
The letter bag's not quite ready for you yet. His colleague, Mr. Mangrove, asked me to give you this.
Mr. What's this?
What's this with her?
Dear Mr. Meldrew, just
Why are you in your Christmas life though? We have to take Willie up the doctors.
Who is filing a claim for damages in connection
So I will
with
sue you for my wishes with leaving a person with malicious intent.
Coconut meringue. Let's salt with a coconut meringue? It wasn't even stale. I have never in all my life heard of anything so patently ludicrous. Well, I'm going straight up there. I'm not going to have this. I came here this afternoon. I am straight. That's living forever. I'm not going to have this.
Victor, for God's sake! It's ours when we go in. Just don't make things worse than they already are.
Sorry, I came here this afternoon. I am straight. I mean, it's cheered me up like I can't tell you. It's here afternoon waiting to make out a will. I can only think of one thing worse than dying. And that's living forever. I mean, can you just imagine how terrible that would actually be if I was just always here forever and ever and ever? Yes. Don't know what it's all about when it comes down to it. Whether you're just here 1 minute and gone the next, like God rearranging the dust. But no way of knowing.
Amazing.
Anyway, I don't see the point of wills. Not in our case. Shared everything over all these years. It's purely a formality after all said and done.
37 years ago, this week as it happens.
Since what?
Since the first time we shared something.
What?
Our bodies. You remember? Peggy Hawksworth's engagement party in Glendale Gardens. I can still remember the first moment I walked into that room and saw this dashing, handsome young man standing over by the record player with a head of golden, wavy, thick hair. Couldn't look at anybody else all night. Spent the entire evening waiting to be introduced, just smiling across the room like an idiot. And then just after midnight, you remember, there was a power cut. We all had far too much to drink. And I just seized my chance. Dashed across the room, grabbed your hand, and dragged you out into... Funny though, isn't it? How it's hardly ever your first choice that you eventually end up with. Or even your second or third. All the ones you think you fancy the most, none of them are right for you, probably, in the end.
It's the same with wife, I suppose.
Oh, well.
It's nice to see one of our kids found well. I remember the night you told me that his boyfriend had gone. I was staying in a honey oasis and trying not to arrive to cancel property. You spent the night at the hospital, and I spent the night doing with the Temple Sesame board. So, I'll miss him. It's games like this that make you wonder, what is the point of Terry? What is the point of the words Terry to me for me so very much? I was talking to one of my friends while doing the 10th Constantly board.
Oh, look at you, ending up with me. And there were girls like Olive Reynolds, Hazel Warner. You've never said that before.
My old knees have started to knock. I've just got too many. They say I might as well face the truth. Oh, I being with me.
Part 2. The World Way.
For goodness sake. I told you I am having no more of it. Not the effective. 4291. Oh, hello, Jean. No, just out the back. Putting Victor's spaghetti vongole through the incinerator. No, we tried putting it in the bin. The dustman won't touch it. Not after last Monday's episode with the lobster curry. Said it clogged up their crusher for a week. Not the effect it had on me, I can tell you. Oh, hideous, Jean. Ever since he bought this seafood cookery book, every mealtime's been like a Quatermass experiment. Crowns exploding in the microwave. Oh, I'm going to stop it now, don't you worry about that. You won't be trying any more of this. Anyway, did you get my... Oh, love. Oh, God. Hey. Told you. Did you breathe the next time I see you? Did you breathe? Oh, God. Hey. No, Dixon, I told you. Did you fish this back out, for goodness sake? I told you I am having no more of it.
We're just going to do a little bit of poached salmon for lunch. Nothing complicated. Nothing is going to smell.
Well, you can have a nice bottle of wine between guys looking for a gas leak. Just leave it alone and go and read your newspaper before I go off my rocker. Anyway, you won't be wanting much lunch if you're having your meal with Patrick tonight.
Don't remind me.
And you're not backing out of it, so don't start that. Now that Pippa and I finally got you to the negotiating table, you can have a nice bottle of wine between you and start behaving like a couple of grown-up human beings for a change. So whose idea was it?
In the dark.
Hey, Ron, you opened a new little packet of Tesco's toilet flush.
Ash. What are you rushing about for anyway, like a bat out of hell?
Because it's 9:30 nearly, and they're coming to start the lot conversion at 12. That cranky couple of yours, the Mackenzie brothers. That, if they bother to turn up this time.
They'll turn up. They're generally very reliable.
Are we ever going to get into the house? We want to do anything quite so.
Anyway.
One of them One's gone deaf from a pneumatic drill, and the other one has an extremely weird sense of
And the
humor.
door breaking down.